You know what, since we're here, I'm just going to talk about something that I wanted to talk about a little while back. Don't mind my congested voice. What I've kind of been interested in recently is doing more product photography and portrait photography. I've just found it kind of interesting doing stuff like that. Just going around the house taking photos of my dogs and cats, all that kind of stuff, just animals. So I wanted to talk about a relatively budget-friendly product and portrait photography setup and what camera and lens combo you should be using when you're on a budget. So yeah, let's just talk about that because I don't have anything else to talk about. Ricky Bobby, shake and bake, sleeping on till they stayed awake. Ooh, ooh. Grooving with jams, jamming with grooves. Get those different angles, I'm always doing the same angle. Yo, that's not even bad. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about when you're getting into product photography and portrait photography is a camera company. And honestly, I'm not dedicated to any camera company. I've only tried a couple, so I can't speak for everyone. But I do know that Fujifilm, Canon, Sony, Panasonic, even Nikon, all these different companies, they're all great. So you don't really have to stay specific to one company. But I do use Canon. I don't have any reason for using Canon, more just they work and I like that. They're easy to use. So I'm gonna go for Canon now. So that also makes it super easy for choosing lenses because there are a ton of lenses to pick from Canon, which is super nice. They also have some great affordable options for lenses. So when it comes down to lenses, I'd say if you're running an EF system, or actually any EFs, just any system for Canon, this lens is the way to go. I think everyone's seen this lens. If you're into any photography or videography, you've probably seen this lens. This is the Canon 50mm f1.8, and the reason it's so great is because it's about $100, but you have a pretty nice focal length to work with, 50mm. It's pretty nice for product photography because you can get right into those details, as well as for portraits. It looks great. It gets you that creamy background, which a lot of people want when they want a portrait. I think the 50mm 1.8 is probably the best option. And if you're running any of the other systems, you can just get adapters. So if you're running an EF system, if you don't know what that means, Canon has a few different systems. They have the EF, EFM, and RF. And EF is their DSLRs, something like a Canon 80D, 90D, T7, SL2, stuff like that. That's going to be what this lens will fit on. But if you have something like a Canon M50, Canon M6, or something like that, you just pick up one of these adapters from Viltrox. I think they're like $40, and that allows you to just adapt it right onto your camera. If you have something like an EOS R or an RP or something, then you can grab an adapter for that as well. So that's what's so great about this lens, is it doesn't have to work with just one Canon camera. It can work with multiple cameras. So that's really nice, and that is part of the reason that I went with this lens. And also, it's the only lens I had that was made sense. So I mean, I don't know. I don't have all the money, I'm not like Peter McKinnon over here, This is busting. Oh, my voice is all right. So basically, for the camera, again, it doesn't really matter that much, but I'm using a Canon M50, and honestly, I recommend that still for a lot of people. It's 24 megapixels, which is more than enough for most people, and you can shoot RAW and C-RAW and all this kind of stuff. But if you want to just stay basic and stay bare bones, the Canon M50 shoots great JPEGs. And paired with this lens, it slaps. It looks really nice. And I'll show you some photos right here. I'll even show you a little bit of me just walking around taking some photos because it looks really nice. And so this combination is really good because this f1.8 aperture really helps for the Canon M50 because the low light isn't that great. So slapping on a fast lens really helps with that low light and also gives you that creamy background. So let's just go around, take some photos, and you'll see why this is such a great little setup and affordable too. And I'll talk about the price in a second, but let's just see some photos. So what did you guys think of those photos? I thought they were pretty good, and I know they're good because it's a good budget setup. Now, obviously, sure, it's not, you know, like professional level. It's not a Canon R5. It's not a Sony like A1 or whatever. If you're getting into photography and even videography as well, like, you don't need anything insane. You really just need something that can get you off the ground, that can get you to the next level, that's better than an iPhone. So that's where the setup will set you at. It'll set you apart from all those phone photographers, which, don't get me wrong, like, the phones are insane nowadays. Like, the iPhone 13 dropped pretty recently, and it's ham. Like, literally, the cameras, they're insane, right? Not yet, at least, can they replace a camera and a lens. And I feel like also part of the reason that a lot of photographers and videographers won't want to switch over once iPhone still is like better than an actual camera is because, like, part of the fun of photography is like dialing in all your settings and switching out lenses and all that like tactile feedback. But with a phone, you just press a button and it does like 30,000 things at one time and makes a great photo or video. So, you know, for me, I still want to do normal photography with a normal camera and lens. And if you want to do that too, then this is a great affordable option. This lens costs about $100. This adapter costs about $40, so that's $140. And this camera only costs like $500 to $600. So all in, you're looking at around like $750 for a full, you know, portrait photography, videography setup, and it looks really good. So honestly, that's really all there is for today. My voice is just dying. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you want to see more videos about photography and stuff like this, then make sure to drop a like on today's video. And also, yeah, let me know what you guys think of those photos. And, yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully my voice isn't shaky next video.